Cricut machines are not only for crafters. I am a visual artist, fine art printmaker and painter, and I use Cricut in my printmaking practice. And in this video, I will show you 5 ways you can use this machine also in your studio. And stay till the end, I will show you which Cricut machine you need to have to be able to do what I'm showing in this video. And by the way, this video is not sponsored by Cricut. I bought my machine a couple years ago and I just started experimenting. And if you know me, I love experimenting. So yeah, these are the results of my many mistakes, many hours spent with a Cricut, but I found the ways I could use it in my printmaking practice. First way you can use it is very popular. You can create your own stencils, which you can use either with your painting or with your monotypes or with other prints. So stencils or masks you can use in your prints. Here's an example of a mask or a stencil, which is also engraved. And here are the examples of works in which I used those. So this is a monoprint where I use different techniques. So the background is a collagraph, the round circle is etching, and the figures are stencils. This is another one with that stencil from that series. And the third one when I use a smaller version of the lady and 2 figures. Another way, the second way you can use Cricut in your practice is for building your plates. So here I cut those black elements, which I first designed, and I glue them to the board to create collagraph plate. So this is a print from that plate. Of course, I use some other elements in that plate as well. Here's an example of print where I use elements cut with Cricut. So there are collagraph plates cut with the Cricut, and the black shapes and the orange shapes were also cut with the Cricut and just inked. Another way of using Cricut is to score your plates, your boards, and then remove the surface, the way how you usually create collagraph plates. So that's what I did here. I designed the image, I scored or cut lightly the surface, and then I removed some of the areas, and then I added some other mediums to those plates. So here are the examples of prints from plates like that. So this is from that plate, print with Chine Collé, the violet areas, and this wrap texture in the background is from the texture of this board. I don't remember what kind of material was that. And this is another one from different plate but created the same way. So it's very good if you want to have those like circles or straight lines. You can do it this way. The third way is you can engrave metal and you can engrave acrylics. So you can get like a dry point lines. And here's the example of the print from one of those plates. And of course, I will not use it just as that. I will incorporate that in those mixed media prints. But you can also like create the design which will be engraved and you will just print it as it is. And here is an example. It was a like proof print from a plate made with acrylic. So the lines are engraved with Cricut, and the darker areas I just added some carborundum. The fourth way, you can also cut wood. So you can create those wooden shapes, which when you ink them, they will have the texture or grain of the wood, and you can print them. So this is an example when I used those shapes. I use collagraph a shape as well, this one, and some India ink. And as you can see, you can also make marks in those wooden plates. So you are getting like a wood block from that shape. And the fifth way I'm using my Cricut is to cut materials for a Chine process or for collaging. So here I'm cutting mulberry paper, so very thin paper. Here are the cuts. So then I can, use it in my prints with the Chine process. By the way, I have on my channel the tutorial how to make Chine. Check also my other tutorials about collagraphs and monotypes. So if you are into printmaking, there is many videos. And here is an example of work I created using also Cricut. So first I cut part of the monotype and I glued it to the panel. Then I cut the wood veneer and I glued it to this. So those circles and the brown was wood veneer. And here is a collagraph print with added white cut. And there is also a video when I'm showing how I'm creating this collagraph print if you'd like to watch. Let me know in the comments, how do you like this idea? Would you like to learn more? And to be able to do those things I showed you, you need to have a special machine. You need to have a Cricut maker. You cannot have like a other version of the machine. So one of the Cricut makers, because this is the only machine which supports those two blades. One is a knife blade, this one, which allows you to cut thicker materials like wood. And this is the engraving tool. So I will put links to Cricut machine and those knives in my description. These are affiliate links, so if you decide to buy it, you will have a regular price, but for me, I will get some tiny commission, which allows me to create more videos for you. So if you like the content, please subscribe, comment, and see you next time.